Hi Virgo, welcome to April. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com, and I'm getting ready to do your April Love TarotScope. First, I want to call in some good energy for this reading and create some sacred space. And while I'm focusing on your question, what does Virgo need to know about love for the month of April? We're going to have a new moon in Aries on April 15th. That's connected to Uranus, so surprise, surprise, anything is possible. And we're going to have a full moon in Scorpio on the 29th, where things come to fruition. And that moon's supported by Saturn. So whatever you're starting, actually both moons are supported by Saturn. Whatever you're starting or finishing, it's going to be in place for a long time, so choose wisely. Let's see, what does Virgo need to know about love and relationships for the month of April? What does Virgo need to know about love and relationships for the month of April? Okay, the Fool, Page of Swords, King of Wands, Two of Wands, Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Death card, which it doesn't mean physical death, so don't panic. It actually means transformation, change. So you start out with the Fool, and that's actually a good card. It means your April is going to be a month of new beginnings for you, a new adventure. The Fool is about starting a new cycle, and you have the Ace of Swords, so that's reinforcing that theme. So you could have a new beginning in a relationship where you wipe the slate clean and start over. Whether that means starting over with someone brand new, or starting over, having a new start with someone that you're already involved with. Especially because Mercury is retrograding. Mercury will be retrograde until the 15th of April. So you may be connecting with someone from the past. You know, you might be redoing something up until April 15th. It's a good time to go back, especially since Mercury is your ruling planet, to go back and revisit something and see what you can salvage, see how you can improve it. So you could be dealing with a relationship where you're trying to make things better, you're trying to fix whatever was wrong. There are some challenges to this new beginning because you have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords has to do with communication. And it has to do sometimes with difficult communication. So you may be struggling with how to communicate with someone. Sometimes the Page of Swords can represent gossip or spying or news that you're hearing and you're not sure if it's true. So you want to take everything you hear with a grain of salt and check into it. Virgo is very good with details. So if you're hearing stories about someone or gossip or just news that's upsetting, you're going to want to go deeper and find out what's real, what's true, because you may be hearing things in a way that where the news has been twisted in some way. So, and if that's not the case, if it's not about gossip or checking into something, then, or even where someone is checking you out, spying on you, keeping tabs on you, watching you. You may feel like you're under surveillance, The other interpretation is having a difficult conversation with someone or dealing with a challenging situation where you have to communicate something, or you have to talk about something that's uncomfortable. Just remember that it's not what you say, but how you say it. So if you need to have a new beginning where you have to be communicating more and that communication is uncomfortable for you, maybe the person you're dealing with is being harsh in their communication, or you're being harsh in your communication. So you want to balance that. You want to balance your words with compassion for the person who has to hear them. Soften the message. Don't be too harsh in your delivery. In the past, you have this King of Wands, so you could be dealing with a fire sign. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. This person is very outspoken, so it could be that your partner may be someone who's very honest and very outspoken. And maybe you take that the wrong way. Like they don't realize how they're coming across. They may be coming across where you perceive as harsh, but they're just being honest, and you're trying to make a decision. You have the Two of Wands here. It's like you want to see, okay, where is this all going to go? And this person, even though they're kind of opinionated, they have very strong opinions, and they're very passionate in their communication. They could be a little bit bossy, but they have a good heart. They really care about the people, that they're involved in. And they mean well. They just have this larger-than-life personality. So you have to, this is a good person, a good mentor, person who cares, likes to teach others. But they can be a little bit bossy at times. In any case, you're waiting to see what's going to happen in a situation. You have a lot of 9s coming up in the future, so you could be kind of at the end of a cycle, like you're finishing something up, getting ready to prepare for a new beginning. And the 9 of Wands is a card of, you've been working really hard toward a goal, and you're almost at the edge of wanting to quit. I've been doing this for years, and I'm just like ready, I just can't do anymore. The 9 of Wands is saying, just try a little bit harder and you'll get to your goal. Don't give up just yet. The 9 of Wands could also mean that you have to defend yourself. That something that you thought was over, a relationship or situation that you thought was done, may come back to be revisited. And you have to deal with it again. You have to defend yourself or fight this battle one more time. The 9 of Pentacles coming up in the future is a card of independence, financial independence. This is a card of someone who either works for themselves, has their own business, or works in a career where they have a lot of freedom and autonomy. So you could be moving into a situation like that, where you're moving away from working for someone or being under someone's thumb and surveillance into a job or a situation where you have more freedom. And also that pays more money, because the 9 of Pentacles is someone who has money, is starting to make money for themselves. And they're, the image of this card is someone who's in their beautiful home, they're surrounded by their material things, they feel secure, they have money in the bank, but they're feeling lonely. And they wish they had someone to share all that with. It's not enough to have money. You're learning the lesson that, it's not enough to just have money. I need to have a partner too. I need to have someone that I can share my wealth with, or share my my possessions, my home. I want to have, a relationship. So you might be feeling a little bit lonely at the beginning of the month because you're in this new environment. You might be in this new environment or a new situation that's a little bit scary. You might be a little bit apprehensive, like I'm going into this new thing. I don't have any experience in this new situation, and it's scary. I mean, at the one hand, it's exciting, but at the same time, it's a little bit scary. But the Ace of Swords is here. So you're going to get the courage to change your situation. The Ace of Swords is the warrior card. It's a new beginning and a new way of thinking and a new way of approaching a relationship. But at the same time, you have fears. You're just afraid of this new beginning. And I think this is going to start, things are going to come together for you probably in the fall. This is a time card. So you're going to go through this spring and summer in this new environment But then by September, things are going to start to come together. So you have this Two of Cups, which means you have a soulmate connection. Either that or you're thinking of someone. There's someone in your life that you have a really strong connection with. You see eye to eye. You finish each other's sentences. You really feel like there's a real bond there. But for some reason, you're busy with other things. You've got this Two of Pentacles. So you're juggling all these projects, and you're juggling, work might be taking you away from this relationship. Or you're so busy with the work that you don't have time to devote to this. But this person is there for you. It could also mean, the Two of Pentacles sometimes means like everything's up in the air, and you're kind of wondering, where's it all going to end? Where am I going to land? Two of Pentacles can mean that you're laughing on the outside and crying on the inside, that you're not really talking about what you're really feeling, that you need to communicate your feelings. The Death card. This is a card of change, leaving behind one cycle and starting a whole new cycle. So you're leaving, you're kind of ending one way of life, and you're moving into a whole new world, a whole new environment. So you could be changing jobs or changing where you live, or whatever it is, it's transformation. It's going to change you. And for the better, though. I think you're going to be happier in the new environment. But you have a lot of apprehension. And with the twos, there's 3 twos in this reading. So that's a card of partnership. But it's also a card of choice. So you may have to choose between 2 paths or 2 people. And you have to really think, who do I really want in my life? You're at the crossroads of a new life and a new beginning. And you have to decide what you really want and who you want to be with. But you have the potential for a soulmate connection. But you can't, juggle everything. You can't keep everything juggling. You got all these plates spinning in the air. At some point, something's going to crash. You've got to focus your energy on one direction. So you're going to be spending time over, not just April, but I think over the summer even, figuring out what you want and where you want to go and who you want to go to be with. And then you're going to go full speed ahead. But you have to get over your fears. You have a lot of fears and doubts about this new beginning. So get over the fear, because I think it's going to be a positive change. So right now, we're in the beginning of April. In 2 months, April, May, June, is when the changes are going to start to go into effect. So by June, your life is going to start changing. And then by September, things will really take off. You're going to really find your energy at that time. You're really going to be going full speed ahead. Because over the summer, Mars is going to retrograde. So it's going to slow things down. You're not going to have the energy. But by September, you're going to be like, let's go. I want to get going. I want to move on it. So let's see. Let's look at your astrology. The new moon on the 15th happens in your 8th house. And you have Venus in the 9th, trining all these planets in the 5th. Okay, you've got Saturn, Mars, and Pluto in the 5th house. So it hasn't been fun for you lately. You haven't been having it. You've been with Mars. There could be sexual attraction, new interest, romantic interest. But with Saturn and Pluto there, Saturn is like heavy energy. So you could be dealing with someone where there's an age difference, or it could be that you just feel the relationship. There's just this weight, a lot of responsibility, and it could be children too. The 5th house could be children. That children may be a burden to you at this time. Venus in the 9th, you could be either you're having a relationship with someone who's from a different culture than you, or you meet them through some type of education, formal learning, because the 9th house has to do with long distance travel, higher education, spirituality. So you might be doing something involving one of those things where you could actually meet someone. And what attracts you is that they're so different. And they can actually teach you a lot about, they can change your views on the world. But the new beginning in your 8th house, that's affecting your financial, you're going to have more financial support coming your way. And it may be unexpected. It could be that a partner gets a windfall, because you got, you know, the 8th house is your partner's money. And Uranus is there, so anything could happen. But the 8th house can also be a sexual attraction, you know, intimacy. You're learning how to, you can have a new beginning where you're learning how to be intimate. You know, it's not just sex, it's also really knowing someone. And Jupiter's in your 3rd house, so communication. You know, your relationship with relatives is improving. But Jupiter has to do with being optimistic and communicating. Short distance travel as opposed to long distance travel. I don't know, you might be talking on the phone with someone that from a distance. You could have like with Venus in the 9th, there could be a love affair that is a long distance kind of thing. And you're burning up the phone wires or the airwaves. So then you have the full moon in Scorpio. And that's happening in your 3rd house. 3rd and 9th. So things are going to come to a culmination by the end of April. You've got Saturn in the 5th, so it's not, love and romance has not been easy. Your relationship with your children has not been easy. You feel like you can't express yourself. Saturn kind of like puts a damper on fun and creative self-expression. So you may feel like your life has not been fun lately, that it's been all work and no play. But you're going to be learning some new things, and this is going to help. You might have to you might be traveling. And in this travel, you might be dealing with education. You're going through some type of training. And that's going to help you. It's going to bring abundance to your life. It's going to bring more financial security. And it's going to bring you self-esteem, too, because the new moon falls in your 8th house. Which I think it's going to help you feel better about yourself. You're going to feel like more financially, you're going to feel supported financially. There are going to be a lot of resources available to you to make you feel more financially secure. And having yourself feel financially secure is going to make you feel secure within also. So that you're going to feel that you can have this soulmate relationship. Maybe you've been struggling financially in the past, and this is going to change the way you look at things. And help you to make decisions. Because there is love there for you in April. There is someone who really cares about you, who is important to your life. And things are going to be changing, Virgo. Starting in about 2 months, you're going to be going through some transformation and change. But you're going to come out of it as a warrior. You may go in as a lamb, but you're going to come out as a warrior, fighting for what you believe in, fighting for what you want. So I think that April's going to be good for you. Don't be afraid to embrace the new. Don't be afraid of change. And don't be afraid of letting go of what's no longer serving you. Fight for what you want, fight for what you believe in, and think positive. Good, better things are coming. So that's my forecast for April. I hope this reading was a help to you. If you'd like to get a personal reading, you can just visit my website. The link is in the description, and we'll get you on the schedule. And happy Easter if you're celebrating Easter. Happy April, happy spring, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.